Na szóval nem sokára vége lesz ennek a Face Noir nevezetű játéknak, most már csak egy vagy másfél óra van hátra a történetből, meg ugye magából a játékból is. És hát igazából ugye mondtam nektek, volt a 2013-as évjátékai, ott ugye a Face Noir-t én úgy állítottam be, hogy egy istenkirály játék, amit a mai napig azt mondom, hogy igen, ez egy istenkirály játék. Tehát én nagyon-nagyon szeretem ezt a játékot. Viszont ugye nem beszéltem ugye a negatívumairól, vagy hát nem az, hogy negatívumok, de igazából inkább felhívom rá a figyelmeteket. Miután megtaláltuk ugye a harmadik ilyen kis szelepet, és mindjárt el is forgatjuk, hogy a játéknak van egy minimális hibája, vagy hát minimális hibája, hát egy olyan hiba, amitől igazából a hajatokat kitéphetnétek. Végeredményesen az, hogy néha szokása kifagyni, és néha meg szokása az, hogy bebugol, és mondjuk nem történik meg a... Tehát hogy nem megy tovább így a történet. Tehát ezt úgy kell érteni, például az előző jelenetnél, ugye, ahol fel kellett vennünk a kötelet, nekem volt olyan, hogy lejöttem ide a csatornába, és rá akartam kattintani arra a szemétkupacra, és egyszerűen nem tudtam vele, hát ugye, igazából interakcióba lépni azzal a szemétkupacsal, ezáltal nem tudtam kivenni belőle a kötelet. És ennek következtében pedig ugye ennek következtében nem tudtam itt átjutni tovább ezen a bizonyos részen, ugye ott föl a lépcsőn, mert ugye nem volt nálam a kötél. Nos, erre igazából csak egyetlen egy dolgot tudtok csinálni, mégpedig azt, hogy a játékban gyakorlatilag ilyen 5-10, hát ilyen 5 percenként, de mentsetek. Tehát folyamatosan mentsétek el a játékot, mert sose lehet tudni, hogy hol fagy ki a játék, illetve hogy hol glitchel, bugzódik be egy kicsit a játék, és akkor ugye egy régebbi és akkor nehogy az legyen, hogy előről kell kezdjenek a játékot, hanem mondjuk egy 5 perc ezelőtti mentett állásról kezdjétek el. Tehát így röviden többen gyakorlatilag ennyi a hátránya ennek a játéknak, amit én észrevettem. Na de hát akkor láthatjátok, hova mész Jack? Nem mész sehova, maradjál majd. Tehát láthatjátok, hogy akkor itt megtelt szépen a víz.
It looks like some sort of floating bridge. One of the barrels that makes it float seems to have come undone.
Ez így van. Nos akkor.
Pretty hard to use a floating bridge when you don't have anything to let it float on. Moreover, one of the barrels is unhooked.
Nos, akkor erre kell nekünk a kötél. Eme bizonyos kötél. Amit
Yes,
szépen
I
ide
think the rope
használunk.
is long enough to attach the barrel to the bridge. It seems to work. I even have part of the rope left.
Ez így van, a kötél, majd később majd szükségünk
It
lesz.
should work.
Ja. Tehát később még szükségünk lesz majd a kötélre, na. Tehát azért maradt nálunk. És szépen átjutottunk. Teljesen jó, akkor mehetünk is innen kifele. Welcome to the Chinatown. És akkor ott van Chon. Nos, ugye el lehetne menni erre.
I don't have time to wander the streets of Chinatown. I have to find out where Victoria and the others are headed.
Ha a játék ugye nem szólna bele. Itt van egy poén, mindjárt mutatom. Ki akarnánk nyitni a
This
konténert.
time, moving them won't do me any good. A big dumpster. Considering where I am, I don't even want to know what's inside.
Ez így van. Sose lehet tudni, hogy a kínai negyedben lévő konténerek, kukák mit tartalmaznak. Na Chon.
Wow. You able to get out? You like magician that disappear from stage and then we appear behind you.
Right. When this is all over, I'll try to find a job with the circus.
What you want to do now? You don't think I better call police?
Given how things are unfolding, I'd say that the police wouldn't help much.
Na, hol az autód?
Where's your cab?
Cab parked 2 blocks from here. I was afraid the man from port would recognize it, so hid an alley.
That's the first good idea today.
I always full of good idea.
Sure.
Na, merre hajtottak el a kis lányjal?
Do you know where the car with the girl is headed?
No, when I arrive, I hear only that man from port and woman talk about ferry to take.
A ferry.
És akkor rakjuk össze. Talán oda hajtottak el a kislánnyal.
Maybe I know where the car with the girl is headed.
Where?
Szóval, amíg meg voltam kötözve, hallottam, hogy Victoria egy repülőről beszél, amit el akar érni. Hová ment Chon? Amikor visszamondtam, ez nem az. East Riveri hajókázás, ami meg voltam kötözve, hallottam, igen. Victoria irodájában találtam egy hirdetés egy Manhattan és egy Glen Cove között mozgó kompról.
While I was being used as a punching bag, I heard Victoria say something about a plane she had to catch. They definitely won't be leaving from the main airport. No matter how many connections they have in New York, a girl can't get on board without someone asking questions. So they must have picked a much more discreet airport. And I'm sure that the ferry that you heard them talking about is the same one I found the ad for in Victoria's office. So they're headed to Glen Cove.
Wow. You good as investigator.
Not good enough. Even if I know that they're going to Glen Cove, I don't have any idea which airport they went to. If I only had a map.
I have map.
You have a map with you?
Certainly, I drive cab. Without map, I don't get nowhere.
John, I'm starting to think that you're not as useless as I thought.
You always have something nice to say, huh?
Na, add ide szépen azt a térképet.
Give me the map.
Here.
Amúgy az a kompos dolog, azt igazából Jack akkor tudja meg, amikor így bementünk Victoriának az irodájába, és kinyitottuk ugye a fiókját, aminek ugye a zára az a Mexikónak a térképe volt, és az alatt a prospektus alatt, amin ugye rajta volt ez a komp, az alatt találtuk meg a beléptetőkártyát ugye a rendőrségi irattárba, leltárba. Tehát ez Jack ezt onnan tudja. Nos, igazából, hogyha megfogjátok ezt a térképet, akkor gyakorlatilag annyi a dolgunk, hogy ugye itt Glenwoodról beszélgettek, tehát ugye Glenwood fele tartanak. De ugye van itt egy másik repülőtér is, ugye Roosevelt Airport.
No, they certainly can't have picked an airport like this to leave the city. It'd be too showy.
Amit igen, biztosan nem használnának, mivel rohadt nagy a repülőtér. Ezért, ugye, hogy jól figyeltetek, ugye Glen Cove fele mentek, és a Glen Cove felé ez az egyetlen egy repülőtér van.
Here it is. MacArthur Airport. There aren't any other airports for miles. This is definitely where they're headed. If I take the Northern Boulevard, I should get there in less than 2 hours. Considering the time it takes with the ferry, they must still be traveling. John.
You know where Goo is?
Maybe, but I need you to do me a favor.
I think this me not like.
I need you to call a certain Violetta Moore and ask him to go to the museum in Central Park.
We no get girl and friend?
Yes, but I'll go alone.
And how you plan to go?
With your cab.
You want me? Give my cab to you?
Yes, you can't come where I have to go. You'd only get in my way.
Not a question. I no give you cab.
If I have to, I'll take it by force, so stop jabbering.
Damn it, this is unfair. You had me arrested today. Kidnapped girl, got mixed up in this story, and now you want cab? This is absolutely not fair.
Tomorrow morning, if everything goes well, you'll find it parked on the Lower East Side.
And if not, go where?
I'll be dead, and one of the advantages of being dead is not having to apologize to upset cab drivers for their destroyed cabs.
Ah, okay. You take cab, but promise to be careful. Cab only thing I have.
Relax, I'll treat it like it were mine.
I not feel better.
Remember to call Violetta Moore. His number's in the book.
Violetta Moore, Central Park Museum. I remember everything.
Good. It's time to go stop an airplane. The dawn lights up the hills of Glen Cove, while the cab is swallowed up by the shadows of the sequoias that surround the highway. After a mile of twists and turns, a blue sign tells me that I'm close. I leave the cab a quarter of a mile from the airport, hidden among the trees, and go the rest of the way by foot, for safety's sake. Marzetti, I'm coming to even up the score.
Oscar. Have you seen Diaz? If you see her, don't let on that you've seen me. I plan on having a chat with our guest, and I don't want Diaz underfoot. While I entertain myself with the pretty redhead, you stay here and be on call. If you see someone, you know what to do.
redhead. He was definitely talking about Greta, so they brought her here too. I have to find a way into the airport, but so long as that ogre Oscar is there, I don't think it'll be easy.
Na igen, el kell csalnunk Oscart. Na de itt van egy.
I'll
Feszítő
take
vas.
it. This trinket will definitely come in handy.
Ez biztos. Erre még szükségünk lesz. Nos, jöjjünk be ide.
This room had to be some sort of information counter. There were registries and embarkation cards on the shelves.
Ez így van.
I don't think that Oscar would let me go if I showed him a fake boarding card. That guy doesn't seem that stupid.
Mi befogadunk, Jack. Jó, nem, tényleg nem ez a megoldás amúgy. Akkor nézzünk be ide.
It looks like a hurricane went through this room. There's ruined furniture and papers everywhere.
Jó, akkor nézzük meg itt ezt az eresz csatornát.
Those are downspouts. Those are downspouts.
Jó, akkor használjuk ezt az eresz
I'll
csatornát.
attract Oscar's attention by making some noise with these pipes. If I hide in the room next door, I might be able to catch him by surprise. Dannazione! I need him to get closer.
Ez így van. Nos, akkor mondom, mi is a megoldás. Először is bejövünk ide.
A flight plan, dated May 1931. It says a lot about how busy this place is.
Az biztos. Lehet, hogy egyszer olyan volt. Nos, szükségünk van az elemlámpánkra. Amit szépen felhelyezünk ide.
Yes, the light from this flashlight should be enough to attract Oscar's attention. Once he's inside, I shouldn't have any problems hitting him with the crowbar.
Úgy. Na és akkor most használjuk eresz csatornát. És nézzük, hogy működik-e.
Good. With this, I have at least evened up the score. What the? My gun! Oscar had it with him. He must have taken it from me in Chinatown. Good. At least I'm not unarmed now. Even passed out, that guy is still dangerous. If he woke up, he'd only need a second to rip off my head with one of his fists.
Ezért hoztuk magunkkal a kötelet, és hát ezért van még mindig nálunk a kötél, hogy szépen Oscart megkötözzük.
Yes, tying him with these ropes should stop him from causing any damage if he wakes up. Okay, I got the flashlight back, tied up Oscar, and hid him under one of the desks. I hope no one comes looking for him. If they don't see him at the front door, it won't take them long to figure out what happened. I'd say it's better to hurry now that the entrance to the airport is free. I've seen that car before. It's the same one that was at the Melville port when they killed Sean.
Igen, most már biztosan, hogy Sean-t ők ölték meg. Hát ugye most már 100%-os. Mert ez az autós ugye ott volt, meg hát ugye most már minden egyes nyom most már arra utalt, hogy Sean-t ők ölték meg. De ugye a nagy kérdés, hogy miért? Vajon miért? De erre majd választ fogunk kapni. Nem sokára srácok, nem sokára. Ismerős, mi a helyszín? Ez már a játéknak a leges legelején volt látható. Na nézzük meg, kicsoda ez.
That's the same guy I saw in my dream, the Turk. His presence here is anything but reassuring. That guy wouldn't think twice about putting a bullet between my eyes if he saw me.
Nos, csak érdekességképpen mutatom meg nektek. Hiába van nálunk a pisztoly.
Too risky.
Túl rizikós, igen. Úgyhogy szépen ezt eltesszük. Nos, ugye itt van egy ajtó.
I hear voices behind this door, but I can't figure out what they're saying.
Valaki van bent, akkor nézzünk be.
It seems like someone's in there.
You're a stinker of a man, Edward.
I don't understand this hostility towards me. I'd like to remind you that most of what you've got because of me.
If you're talking about that sick feeling that I get when I hear your name, yes, that's all because of you.
What a sharp tongue, sweetheart.
Don't call me sweetheart.
Once upon a time, you liked it when I called you that.
Once upon a time, I was just a girl. Too naive to understand what a bastard you are.
So I'm a bastard. You didn't feel that way when I gave you the money to keep that stupid bar for losers open.
You didn't give me that money for free. You used it to buy my youth.
Everything has a price, sweetheart. You just have to figure out what it is.
Even the life of a girl?
To tell the truth, that girl belonged to us well before your detective found her.
She's just a kid. She doesn't belong to anyone.
Don't let appearances fool you. That girl is more dangerous than you can imagine.
How dangerous could a kid be?
I don't know. I'm not interested in these things. I'm just interested in what they might give me for her.
Money. Everything boils down to money for you.
Not this time. There's something more interesting than money.
What?
Sweetheart, you'd do well to keep your nose out of this, or you'll end up like your detective.
Jack? Where is he now?
Don't worry. Your little friend is safe. Not feeling too well, but safe. Even if I can't guarantee that he'll stay that way for long.
You're a bastard, Edward.
Calm down. I don't want to blush with all these compliments. Anyway, my dear little flying Dutch girl, I have some business to take care of now, so have a nice stay in this room, made up just for you.
Coward.
Nos.
It seems like someone's in there. Greta! Greta!
Jack! How did you get here?
Long story. We don't have time now. I have to find Emily before the plane takes off.
Emily?
Yes, that's the girl's name.
How do you know that?
You won't believe me, but it came to me in a dream.
What are you planning to do?
If I find a way to distract them, I can get Emily without anyone seeing. When they find out what happened, we'll be far away.
And how are you planning to leave this place?
John's cab is parked about a half-mile from here, but I need your help.
I won't be of much help locked up in this place.
Don't worry, I'll find a way to get you out.
Okay.
I'm going.
Jack,
What?
I guess you heard the conversation between me and Marcetti.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I should have told you.
Greta, there's nothing to explain.
I know, but
Greta, we don't have time now. We have to get Emily off that damn airplane.
you're right.
Na. Valahogy ugye be kéne jutni.
Greta is behind this door. I have to get her out of there.
És akkor nézzük csak, ami van nálunk. Nézzük meg, hogy ki tudjuk-e nyitni halkan.
I would need to have a good reason to do it.
Hát elég jó okom van rá, hogy kinyissam ezt az ajtót, de hát hogyha Jack azt mondja, hogy nem, akkor nem. Akkor csak egyetlen egy dolgot tehetünk. Erőhöz folyamodunk.
Yes, I just have to be careful not to make too much noise.
Jack, the thing with Marcetti was a long time ago. I was one of the many dancers that worked at his joints in Little Italy. We shared a few words every so often, but nothing more. Then one day, my old man got sick. This strange disease he picked up during the war that seemed to have been dormant until then. With the money I was making, I was barely managing to pay for the treatments that he needed, but his joint was losing money. So I asked Edward for help. The money I needed was nothing for him. He gave it to me without any problems. But I had no idea about what would have happened afterwards. I became his property. My life was his. I never said anything to my old man. Proud as he would have killed himself rather than see his daughter in that situation. But he died a few years later when his disease got worse. I left my career as a dancer and I focused on the red tulip, the thing my father loved the most. Edward didn't call me anymore. He'd probably bought a younger woman and wasn't interested in me anymore. I was free, but I had no reason to be happy.
Greta, we all have things that we do in our lives that we aren't proud of. You don't need to explain yourself. Certainly not to me. I'm just one of the many losers that come into your joint to ruin his liver.
Jack, you know how I feel about you.
Women and gambling. If you think you know anything about either, it won't be long before you step in it.
Just this once, can you set your cynicism aside?
It's not cynicism, kid. It's just my way to survive.
Jack. Jack. Jack!